In the quiet, unassuming town of Snowtown, South Australia, a series of horrifying events unfolded that would forever stain its name. Between 1992 and 1999, a group led by John Bunting committed what are now known as the Snowtown Murders, or the Bodies in Barrels case. This story isn't just about the crimes themselves, but about the chilling manipulation and control that allowed them to happen. It all began in the northern suburbs of Adelaide, a world away from the tranquil image of Snowtown. John Bunting, a man with a charismatic but deeply disturbing personality, started to gather a group of followers. He preyed on their vulnerabilities, their financial struggles, and their social isolation. Bunting presented himself as a vigilante, a protector against those he deemed undesirable. He fostered an environment of paranoia and hatred, convincing his accomplices that their victims were deserving of their fate. His primary accomplices were Robert Wagner and James Vlassakis. Bunting's influence over them was absolute. He used a mix of psychological manipulation and intimidation to control their actions. The group's activities escalated from fraud and theft to unspeakable acts of violence. They would target individuals from their own social circle, friends, relatives, and neighbors, people who were often marginalized and whose disappearance might go unnoticed for some time. The victims were lured into a web of deceit. The perpetrators would often take over their victims' bank accounts, unsocial security payments, creating a financial motive that was just as strong as Bunting's twisted ideology. For years, they managed to conceal their crimes, moving from house to house, carrying the evidence of their horrific deeds with them. This is how the barrels came into play. The discovery was made in May 1999. South Australian police, investigating a series of missing persons reports, were led to a disused bank vault on Railway Terrace in Snowtown. Inside, they found 6 plastic barrels containing the remains of 8 victims. 2 more bodies were later found buried in the backyard of a house in Salisbury North, a suburb of Adelaide. The nation was shocked. The scale and nature of the crimes were almost beyond comprehension. The subsequent investigation and trials revealed the full extent of the group's activities. 12 people were murdered in total. John Bunting was identified as the ringleader, the driving force behind the killings. He was found guilty of 11 murders and sentenced to 11 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. Robert Wagner was found guilty of 10 murders, and James Vlassakis, who became a key witness for the prosecution, pleaded guilty to 4. The Snowtown case serves as a dark reminder of how charisma can be twisted for evil, and how vulnerable people can be drawn into a world of unimaginable darkness. It highlights the importance of community and looking out for one another. The town of Snowtown has worked hard to move past this dark chapter in its history, but the memory of the victims and the shocking events that took place will forever be a part of Australia's story. Thank you for watching. If you found this documentary insightful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more deep dives into historical events. Stay safe and take care.